Hey, this is Dawnna St. Louis, and I am on day one, kind of day two of my trip. I said day one, kind of, because I actually landed yesterday in Dallas and then headed over to San Antonio. So I'm here in San Antonio. I'm delivering a speech tomorrow, but I've spent the entire day with my amazing friend and videographer, Matt Bauer, and it was so cool. So I asked him, because we spent the entire day together, and so I kind of wanted to know, all right, so I'm on the road for 3.5 weeks, I'm hanging out with Matt, and I really wanted to know, we were out for hours today, and the reason that I brought him here to San Antonio is because specifically we're staying on the San Antonio Riverwalk, and he'd never been to the San Antonio Riverwalk, and it's just a cornucopia of videography heaven. Like, he can get so many pictures and video and anything that he wanted. And I gotta tell you, okay, this is gonna sound critical of some people who've done pictures and videos, and it's not meant to. This is just Dawnna. I hate typical speaker pictures and video that don't show who they really are, right? Like, it doesn't show the crazy side of them at all. So one of the things that I asked Matt today was, I said, so you've been with me all day. What's the one thing that you didn't know about me before that you learned about me? And he said, how crazy adaptable you are to get something done and how much you trust me to get it done, right? And I thought about that because a year ago, I can't say that I would have been that trusting, not because I didn't know Matt, but because maybe I didn't trust that I picked the right person. I didn't trust my decisions, and I needed to be in control of everything. So a year ago, I was way more of a control freak. But here was the one thing that I thought was kind of funny, and what really, I think, made him think about that was there was this part on the Riverwalk that they had a waterfall that used to be there. So this waterfall used to flow down there, and now it's just this whole area where there's nothing except for rocks and obviously mud where the water used to flow into. And I looked at it and I was like, oh man, that would be an amazing place to do like some video and some recording and talking and interviewing and all kinds of stuff. Like, they would be really cool. And so Matt was like, yeah, but are we allowed to go over there? And I'm like, are we allowed to go over there? It doesn't really matter. What matters is, can we get over there? So, yeah, let's make that happen. And he kind of stood on the other side of, hey, Larry, what's up? Hey, Deborah, how are you doing? So what was kind of funny was he stood on the other side of the barrier, which was like a little gated area that said, you're not supposed to go over there. And I was like, just let me go first and see if I can find a good spot. So I go and I start walking through the bushes, and this thing is like maybe 3 or 4 levels high. Like, it's at least head height. It's pretty far out. And I go and I start climbing through, and I'm walking along the edge, and he'll probably use the video on a blooper reel, but I'm walking along the edges of where the old fountain was, and I'm keep going up, and I step in mud, and I come back out, and I go up, and I go further back, and then I sit there, and I'm like, here's our perfect spot right here in this total place where we're not supposed to be. And then what do I say next? Come on, come on, you got to get in here. And he kind of looks around like, I'm so sure we're not supposed to be there. Now, the funny thing is, directly across the river, there's a whole bunch of people working that clearly would be the people who would have the authority to tell us, you're not supposed to be there. They don't say a word, nothing. So I'm like, dude, let's just keep rolling, right? So he comes over, and then not 2 seconds after he starts coming in, I see the Riverwalk police officer who's in his little boat. He actually starts streaming on by, and he looks at me, and I look at him, and I wave at him, and he waves back. And I'm like, cool. So we just keep going. And so it's one of those things of, I want you to think about when people tell you what you shouldn't do, and they question whether you're allowed to do it, whether or not you should do it, or can you do it, and will you do it? Sometimes the rules, honestly, just don't apply. And I will tell you that one thing about my mindset and all the success that I've had in regards to where I am, a lot of it has come down to that mindset of recognizing that the rules and the path and everything, all that stuff, doesn't necessarily apply to me. It really doesn't. So, I remember back when people said, you have to wear a suit on stage and you have to dress a certain way for your audience. And I'm like, yeah, I wear like leather and really high heels, and yeah, that's what I do. Or when I start talking about mindset, people are like, yeah, but you got to get into like all the woo-woo stuff. And I said, no, I actually tell people how to make the mindset a practical thing that they use in their everyday life. So they don't just dream about having a better job. I tell them the steps to do to make that mindset a reality. You're supposed to have certain things a certain way. You have to have this and you have to have that. And I just got to the point where I'm like, you know what? Those damn rules don't apply to me. You know what? Maybe you don't curse, or maybe you don't do this, and maybe that's what's right for you because those are your rules. But those rules don't apply to me. I'm sorry. That's not how I live my life. And quite honestly, I'm not sorry. I'm not apologizing for it. And so instead of thinking about what you should do and what you're allowed to do or what you shouldn't do or what you're not allowed to do, start asking yourself, what can you do? What will you do? What would you do if the rules didn't apply to you? And then why don't you just start doing that? Who knows? You might end up with epic video. Anyway, I'm here for the next few days in San Antonio. I leave on Saturday. And then from here, I head up to Spokane, which I'm really excited about. And I have an audience full. I think there's, 800 to 1,000 people in the room for tomorrow. And I'm totally looking forward to it. I'm so glad you guys joined. I can't wait to see what you do, whether it's you, Nick, or Nikki, or Deborah, or Larry, or Kevin, or William, or Veronique, or Jude, or Aretha, or anyone who's on. When you do it doesn't matter what you're allowed to do. It doesn't matter what you should do. It's not even about what you shouldn't do or not allowed to do. It's what you can do and what you will do, what risks you'll take, and how you create your own set of rules, because quite honestly, the rules don't apply. Do more. Think bigger, go further, and have a fantastic day. So my goal, by the way, is to hit you guys up against tomorrow. That's the goal. Now, you know how I can be. I'm a little flaky that way. But my goal is to hit you up tomorrow because I'm giving a keynote tomorrow morning. This is Central Time. So I go on stage at 8:15. So I'm going to see how much of this I can live stream. It's actually a keynote about engaging and how to engage. Yes, indeed. It's all about how to be engaging and how to engage people. And this is a user group conference for people that work in the medical field. And so with the help of my good friends, I've been able to find fantastic stories. And I really appreciate all the help that I get from my friends who are way better at curating stories than I am. So anyway, I'm going to try to actually hook that up on a live stream tomorrow morning. And again, it's going to be 8:15 Central. And I'll give you some behind the scenes looks as I go downstairs and let you check out the audience, because I promised I was going to do as much behind the scenes as I possibly could. Anyway, thanks so much, guys. I am actually, if I get a chance, look for me. I'm going to live stream again tonight if I get a chance. And if the service is working well in that building, we're actually going to do a dress rehearsal. And it's all on mindset stuff. So we're going to do a dress rehearsal, and I'll see if I can record it. Anyway, I will talk to you guys later. Have a great one. Hey, Sherry, I'm leaving, honey, but I'll talk to you later. Hi, Michael. Talk to you guys later. Bye.